Good afternoon, friends, and welcome to Thursday. Again, I appreciate vlogging because it just helps me remember the days of the week better, and yeah, especially vlogging consistently. This will be my fourth day in a row, which is more than I can say I've done in quite some time, and I'm looking forward to getting today's recorded and all that. All that jazz. I'm not quite sure how long I'll continue this for, but I want to continue for as long as I'm able. So I'm not putting a lot of pressure on myself to try to do an entire month of vlogs or anything. Just be every day, just kind of wake up and go, you know what? I'm going to record something today. I'm going to record something, talk about whatever, and just commit to it for at least today. And then I will continue that pattern for as long as I remember, I hope, regardless of how I feel. And today's kind of a good example of me doing it regardless of how I feel, because I kind of pulled myself out of a downward spiral, so to say. My mental health has definitely been weird, so to say. That's probably the best way to put it. And downward spirals kind of happen frequently, and I've kind of noticed recently I'm always kind of on the verge of a breakdown, I suppose. I feel like if a specific thing were to happen, I could just break down crying. And I don't know if that's just a sign of a weakened mind, or if I'm just not as in tune with my emotions as I would like, but during this downward spiral, I kind of stopped and I'm like, okay, let's chill for a second. I'm just gonna close my eyes and I'm gonna breathe for a minute. And basically, it's a technique I learned recently. And by recently, I mean it's been a few weeks, but you just sit down, close your eyes. You don't even have to close your eyes, but just breathe deeply for 10 seconds, and then breathe out for 10 seconds, and repeat that process 2 more times, and you'll have done it for a minute. And it's a good grounding technique, especially when your mind's going at 1,000,000 miles an hour. And I basically did that, and it did make me feel a little better, and then I was immediately like, well, I gotta take some sort of action, because action is kind of the antithesis of depression and stuff like that. So when your brain gets like this, it's good to take action on something you care about. And for me, that's vlogging. And quite frankly, vlogging is easier than writing, because I tend to judge myself a lot harsher when I'm writing, but when I'm vlogging, I'm like, you know what, it's basically a video journal. I can say whatever the heck I want, potato, Nintendo, blah blah blah. I can spout words off, and I don't have to judge myself for that. I am feeling better now, though, and vlogging is helping me feel better, too. And also, I've got coffee. I've been sipping at it for, the past half hour. Or actually, oh, dang, it's been over an hour. Okay. Apparently it's been longer than I expected. I did not realize it was 4 p.m. already. But, yeah, let's share our first sip together for the day, because we have it, so why not? Good stuff. I am going to get some writing done. I keep almost saying I'm going to try to get some writing done, but I don't like using passive language because I'm trying to be better about committing to my projects every single day. So if I'm committing to the vlog, I can commit to writing, no matter how little or how much I decide to write. And that's what I'm going to do. It's my ideal weather right now. I love all the rain and all the storms. We have thunder as well. Don't know if it'll show up while I'm recording this, but... Oh, got some water on the camera. But yeah, we have some thunder, and I really like it. It's also kind of cool out here, so that's nice. And of course, the moment I come back in, there is thunder outside, or at least lightning. Thunder will follow soon, though. Well, it's about the end of the day by now. It's, almost midnight, so hey, I'm actually recording this while it's still Thursday. So that's pretty cool. I did manage to get the writing done that I mentioned I would be doing earlier. It wasn't a whole lot, but again, I'm mostly just concerned with getting consistent writing done daily, regardless of the amount, and keeping that mentality in mind has helped me be a little more kind to myself when it comes to writing, because that way, when I get the writing done, I'm not feeling pressured to get a whole bunch done and not feel satisfied with any amount of writing. And that's kind of what happens when I go in with the mindset of writing, thousands upon thousands of words in a single sitting. because then my brain will go like, oh, it's never enough, we need to write more, we need to basically finish this book in a single day, just something absolutely ridiculous. So doing this has helped me just kind of get in the habit of being nicer to myself and being like, doesn't matter how much you write, just as long as you're writing something today. And I generally do have like a minimum goal. I do want to try to hit around 500 words every day. And I've been doing that so far. So it's like not the most amount of writing, but the past few days I've written like 1,500 words-ish. And that's still progress, and I'm very happy with that. Writing slower also gives me the time to be more intimate with my book, to be more familiar with what I'm actually writing, and to appreciate the process more instead of rushing it and trying to get to the end. Because, when you rush an art product, you don't have that time to be well acquainted with it. And you're putting yourself on someone else's timeline and not your own. So it's better to work at your own pace and appreciate the process every step of the way. Since then, I've just been kind of hanging out, playing a couple games here and now, or here and there. But not really anything sticking exactly. I did get some grinding done in Dragon Quest III though, and that was nice. But for now, I'm just gonna relax and wait for Kayla to get home. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. You are all wonderful people, and as always, let's do our best tomorrow. There we go. I remember the outro.